Currently, we just lodged in a partner visa. So we just got in the loop of having a temporary permanent residency. So hopefully in a few months we can apply for a permanent residency. The matter was a bit complicated. So even though you feel like you know how to lodge it, I mean, there's so many things that as an immigrant you're not quite sure about, and all the lodgements are quite complicatedly made. So even the tiniest mistake, it can be delayed for a much longer time. And Christina and Chris especially made my life much easier with their service. Christina and Chris were not only helpful as a lawyer, but they kind of went above and beyond and keep sending me messages or email of how things are going. Most lawyers will just pretty much just go back and forth quite formally, whereas they were quite sincere with their hospitality. So I really appreciate the sincerity that work visa lawyers gave me. Ever since I've been working with them, never had an issue since. And I don't see any other companies or other lawyer offices doing a better job than work visa lawyers. Got into wine studies, and for some reason I got into wine salesman, a wine taster, and then a somm, and then decided to go to a country that is actually known for growing wine and making wine. So it was either Napa Valley from America or Adelaide in Australia. I came here as a working holiday visa. I loved it, so I decided to stay. The people in Adelaide had a very specific, they have a very specific characteristic. They're still quite stoked to meet people, much kinder people, much gentler people. I feel like for some reason the education level is much higher too. There's no any issues with speaking, not just in English, but just in an intellectual level is a much approachable, pleasant people to talk to. People sometimes just complain about how small the city is, but if you're looking closely, there's so many things to do. It's just a smaller scale without all the imperfections out like Sydney and Melbourne. So my wife and I both decided to stay here as long as possible. Well, it's the first of its kind in Australia, the bar I made here. A lot of places do call for a Japanese standard bar or a Japanese style of bar, but when you actually go in there, it's very Japanese themed. It's not necessarily Japanese standards or practices. I really wanted to do the first start in Adelaide to show to people that it can be done, and with the right direction and firm culture, yeah, it can prosper.